when it comes to AAA games and big companies, role-playing games become popular for a few years. There are some that earn critical acclaim, and there are some RPGs like Final Fantasy X. Games that somehow survive every generation, every console transition, every shift in gaming trends, and still manage to feel important decades later. 25 years later, after its original release on the PlayStation 2, Final Fantasy X remains one of the most beloved entries in the entire Final Fantasy franchise. For many players, it wasn't just the first Final Fantasy, it was their first truly emotional RPG. It was the first time some experienced fully voiced characters in the series, the first time they watched the story unfold with cinematic presentation that actually felt years ahead of its time. And for many fans, it was the journey that introduced them to the unforgettable world of Spyro. That's exactly why recent rumors surrounding a possible enhanced return of Final Fantasy X this July, in fact, have generated a lot of excitement. So to be clear, Square Enix has not officially announced this. It's just a rumor, a lot of rumors about this July release. And what has been officially confirmed is the launch of a major 25th anniversary celebration, including a dedicated remaster. Some artwork, some music releases, a lot of collectibles, this is the anniversary, and some other promises as well. See, that's where the speculation began, because if you've actually followed Square Enix for long enough, you know anniversaries are rarely related as simple birthdays, especially when the game in question's Final Fantasy X. The timing alone has people paying a lot of attention. July 19 marks 25 years since Titus first stepped onto the screen and changed the direction of the franchise forever. And unlike previous Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy X represented a massive leap forward. It introduced full voice acting, it delivered cinematic storytelling on a scale the series had actually never attempted before. It presented facial animations, emotional performances, character relationships that all help establish a new standard for RPG storytelling during the PlayStation 2 era. Even today, its influence can still be seen throughout modern role-playing games. I mean, of course it had to start happening at some point, but this is what we're talking about. Because of that legacy, many fans believe Square Enix may actually have something larger planned for merchandise alone this July 19. The company has already confirmed anniversary books, soundtrack releases, vinyl collections, artwork collections, pop-up stores, and special promotional events. The anniversary website itself specifically describes upcoming announcements and ongoing celebrations leading into July. Naturally, fans have started asking questions, which is, what if there's more? What if this anniversary is being used to introduce a new version of the game? What if Spyro is about to return once again? Those questions, of course, have spread rapidly across Final Fantasy communities. Over the last several weeks, on Reddit, fan forums, discussions about possible remasters, enhanced editions, improved ports, or even larger remake projects have actually become increasingly common as the anniversary approaches. Some players in fact hope for a modernized version with quality of life improvements, while others dream of a larger scale remake similar to what Square Enix accomplished with Final Fantasy VII, which is huge. And it's easy to understand why, because Final Fantasy X is uniquely positioned for a modern return, where unlike many older RPGs, the story remains remarkably accessible today. The central narrative is simple enough for new players to understand immediately, while still carrying emotional depth that resonates with older audiences. The main character is a young athlete pulled into an unfamiliar world. Yuna carries the burden of a pilgrimage that could have saved her people. Together, then, they travel across this amazing world while confronting questions about sacrifice, faith, destiny, and hope. Those themes have actually aged pretty well. If anything, they actually feel more relevant now than ever. So, a potential enhanced edition could allow Square Enix to modernize the experience without fundamentally changing what made the original special. Higher quality character models, improved textures, enhanced lighting, modern controller support, faster loading times, expanded accessibility options, and of course, additional quality of life improvements designed specifically for modern hardware. The original HD remaster already demonstrated how effective even modest improvements could be. It was released across multiple platforms. The remaster introduced updated visuals, refined character models, remastered music, additional content. It basically allowed a completely new generation of players experience the game while preserving the heart of the original adventure. But technology has moved forward dramatically ever since. Today's hardware could potentially support improvements the fans have been requesting for years. And then there's also the soundtrack. Few RPG soundtracks are as universally admired as Final Fantasy X. The music remains one of the gaming's defining strengths. Square Enix clearly understand that legacy as the anniversary celebrates, including multiple music-related releases, including commemorative albums. A new enhanced edition could potentially build upon that foundation with updated audio technology and much more. Of course, some fans are dreaming much bigger. Rumors surrounding a possible future Final Fantasy X remake have existed for years. While none of those reports have actually been officially confirmed, community discussion frequently returns to the idea that Square Enix could eventually revisit the game on a much larger scale. Past rumors have even suggested that a larger remake project may have been considered internally, though no official announcements actually followed. What's interesting is that community reactions remain surprisingly balanced. Many players would happily accept the straightforward enhanced edition, others want a complete remake, some simply hope for quality of life updates, improved performances, and some modern platform efforts. The common theme isn't necessarily what form the return takes, it's that people want Final Fantasy X to remain accessible for future generations. And that passion is easy to see across current fan discussions. Perhaps that's the most clearest sign of the game's lasting impact. Very few RPGs maintain this level of anticipation 25 years after release. Very few stories continue attracting new players decades after decade. Very few worlds remain as memorable as Spyro. So whether July ultimately delivers an enhanced edition, a future remake announcement, a new port, or simply anniversary celebrations, one thing has become increasingly clear: that Final Fantasy X still matters. It matters to longtime fans who grew up alongside Titus and Yuna. It matters to newcomers discovering the adventure for the first time. And it matters to an industry that continues learning from the storytelling techniques the game helped popularize. Right now, all we officially know is that Square Enix has confirmed significant resources to celebrate the game's 25th anniversary. But sometimes the most exciting moments happen when possibility meets timing. And as July approaches, many fans find themselves looking back towards Spyro once again, not because they're chasing nostalgia, not because they're simply revisiting the old memories, but because some adventures never really leave us. The journey of Titus and Yuna survived 25 years because it wasn't built around technology or graphics. The message resonated in 2001, it still resonates in 2026. And if the rumors prove true, millions of players may soon have another chance to experience one of gaming's most unforgettable journeys all over again.